Okay, hi, this is Dave Johnson with Day Trade the Markets. And as you can see here, I've just entered a trade at 1874.25. And let me just stretch out this chart a little bit. Maybe you can see a little bit better. By the way, this is, I'm with Day Trade the Markets, and you can see our software. You can kind of read it. It's up here, DTTM. Today is Friday, May the 2nd, 2014. So the market here today has, this is the day of the employment news where the market shot up to, I believe it was 1886, and then came, and this was before the regular trading hours commenced. 8:30 in the morning is when the news was released, and then 9:30 Eastern time is when the regular trading hours started. So during the regular trading hours, the market went right back up and tested to within a tick of that high. And then came down, had a bit of a bounce, and now we've come down and we've made new lows for the day. The earlier low for the day was right here at 75. I'll just mark that in so we got a reference there. And as you can see, the market came down here. Now we did have a level going into today at around 73.50. As potential support. I'll just mark that line in there as well. We had other support down below that. The next support down was at 71.50. I'll mark that one into 71.50 down about here. Whoops. Let me just do that again. 73.50. Yeah, there we go. 73.50 and then 71.50. So you can see here that we've got this magenta bar right here, and the market obviously right after it kind of consolidated within there. Then it went down and made a new low, and you can see we had fairly good buying. We had a level 1 buying here, decelerated, and then started to move higher. And we did move higher. This is a green bar, which is a level 2 buying, so it's fairly good buying. So really the reason, I'll just shift it over here, my thinking on this was that the market had, not totally, but at least it gave it a good effort, and it's still really in the effort. And I'll draw, just do a rectangle here. This level 3 selling bar, I think, is pretty important because after the market had consolidated inside of it for a while, you could see it moved up and decelerated right at its high, came back down and made a new low but got rejected. And then we've had a bit of a bounce since then, and we do have this nice level 2 buying bar. So my thinking when I got long at 84.75 is that the market would likely continue higher based on the fact that it is rejecting the attempt to move lower here on good aggression at an area of known support, which of course is, as I just put in there, 73.50 and 71.50. Now, a lot of times when you do get a good piece of buying like this is right in here with this level 2 buying, a lot of times it'll come down and test to within the low of that area before it's ready to move higher. And so I put an order in just one tick above the low of this level 2 buying bar. And that's why we're long right now from 1874.25. Now, the low of the day is down here at 72. So just to be on the safe side, I will go ahead and put in a sell stop just below the low of the day for now. I obviously would want to adjust this fairly soon because that's a 2.5 point stop. It's a little bit more than what I like, but around about 2 points is fairly reasonable. So it's just a little bit more than that at 2.5. Now, in order to exit this trade, it would seem to me that the next likely target would be at least the high here at 75.50, which will give me about a point in profit. And then the next, so this would be the first target here. And then the next target would likely be the 77 area. So we have been in a good up market intraday for some time, and whenever I can get on board a long trade after the market has sold off and then been rejected from those lower prices by the buyers coming in, I didn't want to stay in that trade for, or at least I try to stay in the trade for a while. In other words, it's not just a, generally speaking, a 5-minute trade sort of idea. Now, as you can see, I'm on Pacific time, so you can see it says 11:30 there. So 11:30 is 2:30 in the afternoon. So we've got a little less than 2 hours of trading still to go. So still, plenty of time to, for this market to do something. The one thing I don't like about this trade, and of course no trade is perfect, is that we didn't really spend all that much time, and I'll just tell you what I'm talking about here, above the high of this magenta bar, above the high of this this blue shaded area I have. So we spent a bit of time, but it was all encased within this level 2 buying bar. Of course, level 2, we have 3 levels, level 1, 2, and 3. Level 1 is the weakest, level 3 is the strongest. So this is a level 3 selling bar, this magenta selling bar. And then we have a level 2 buying bar, which is the green bar here. So I'm expecting this market to actually find some lift here pretty darn soon. If it doesn't, we may get stopped. But I think it's got good potential on the upside. A little, I mean, I'm trying to balance that off with the amount of risk I'm taking, which is 2.5 points. So I'm going to try and, as a matter of fact, now that the market has dipped down to this previous support right here, it hasn't had any follow through. I'm just going to give this a few more minutes because I'd like this little dip here to, at least have its high taken out and establish itself a little bit of a longer period of time before I go ahead and move my stop, perhaps a couple of ticks below it. So the dip right here is at 73.50. I could move my stop up here to 73, and I'd be risking 1.25. And I'm getting. I think I'll do that right now because this trade here. I was really expecting it to get some lift, pronto, and we didn't. Maybe we'll get some now. It's as I said, the first objective would be 75.50. But what I will do is I will put in an order here to sell to, which is 1/2 of the position. I'm going to go at 1.5 on this because I think it's going to have to test this high here, and I think it's certainly got the potential to take it out at least by a couple 3 ticks. It might not get at least immediately up to the 77. So I'll just put my limit order in to sell half the position with a nice or modest 1.5 gain, which would be an exit at 1875.75, and we're long from 1874.25 with our stop right now at 1873. So I'll just leave it like that for a moment. Don't want, try and keep these videos relatively short in duration. Sometimes these trades kind of go on and on. You got to keep pausing the recording and all that kind of stuff. But it looks like it's okay. We're going up here. Just got another tick to go. We can hit our objective there. So we'll just let it run here for maybe another minute. Okay, there we go. Good, got filled already. So we got that. Now being up 1.25 is nice. I will put. I'm going to let the other 2 contracts kind of just do their thing here. Obviously, I need to adjust this down to 2 because I obviously only have 2 contracts left now. We're filled on that first one here. So got the stop here just 2 ticks below. So I am risking now 1.25 on the second half of my position, and we just made 1.5 on the first half. So even if the market were to turn around here and get a wave of selling and get us stopped out, we would basically end up with a break-even trade overall. So just very, very slight profit. So I think these are sort of the moments where you got to ask yourself, well, is that okay? I mean, do you feel the opportunity is good enough to go ahead and just be satisfied with a break even? And are you, will you be, what is your future happiness going to be should that happen? And for me, I'm going to be the same. So, however, if you ask yourself that question, say I'm going to be really ticked, if I go out of here and I end up with just a break even after the market moving 1.5 in my favor, actually a little bit more than that now, I need to put in a break even stop now. well, then go ahead and put in your break-even stop. So if you can kind of project yourself into the future a little bit to get a sense of how you think you would feel based on certain incomes, then you've got to make your trades accordingly. But I think for me, when I ask myself that question, I'm going to be okay with just a break even on that. It's maybe we can get a little bit more lift in here. It'd be nice to see. I think I mean, a really nice target on this thing would be up to about 1880, and I should probably put in an order to sell one of those contracts fairly close to that. When I do take a look at a likely area, as I said, this 77 area is the first kind of target, if you will. We just hit 76.50. It's come off here, but so I mean I could exit another one at let's see, 77. Now we do have this other bar here as well. This is a good level 2 selling bar. The market did not move above it, sort of mingled inside of it as it did on this level 3, and then it broke lower, but it couldn't move higher as this one did in a sort of a relative way. In other words, comparing the market's action after this level 2 selling compared to the action after this level 3 selling. So we did exit at a 1.5 right in here, but I think that there's still a potential if it can get above that, let's call it the 76 area. I think if it can move above here, and obviously above here, it could move nicely, perhaps up to 79.80. So I think what I will do, I'm going to just go ahead. I'm going to put a limit order into sell up here at 79, and I'm just going to sell one. I'll make it 78.75 right in there. Sell limit 1, 78.75. So I've got that in there, and we've got the stop in place. So, and we know where the likely support and resistance are at right now. So I think I can let this sit here for a little bit now that I kind of got everything in place, and we'll kind of take it from there. So I think what I'll do at this point is put the recording on pause and get back to you to update it shortly. Okay, I've just resumed the recording here. It's taken a while. We've been in this trade, let's see here, 45 minutes or something like that. It's finally, you can see it did dip back down just a tick below our entry. Did not stop us. I haven't adjusted the stop or anything like that. It is moving up here. It's good to see that it moved above this little spike that we had here. So that's obviously a good thing, and see it moving up. Obviously it hasn't reached our next objective there at 78.75, where we have a sell limit for one contract of the 4 that we started with. So I think what I'll do now is I'm going to adjust this stop, and I usually like to put the stop a couple of ticks below, if I'm long, a couple of ticks below the low of the most recent aggression bar. And you can see here that the low on this bar here, this is the most recent aggression bar, and it's the low on that one is at 75.25. So I think what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and move this stop up here, and that's at 74.75. So at worst case scenario, make a couple of ticks on these two contracts. But there's only about an hour, a little over an hour left in the trading session, so we might not be able to reach it up to that 78.75. Who knows? So I think what I'm going to do here is go ahead and I'm going to put a limit order in here to sell one contract, because we got 2 left, and we're long from 74.25. So I think I'm going to exit one now that we've taken out the high here. This area could be an area where it could easily dip down here another 1.5 or so. So I think, just on the happiness scale, I'm going to go ahead and take some profits here on this trade, and I'm just going to exit this thing right about here. Okay, we just exited there for 2.5 point gain on that at 1876.75. So we just got the one contract left, so obviously I need to adjust that stop down to 1. And I'm just, from my perspective, that it's taken quite a bit of time to get up here. Yes, it could continue, but then again, it could, just as easily come back on a Friday, late in a Friday, where quite often the market is, directionless, in which case it, might not do much. So that's kind of my thinking. Just go ahead and take that other profit on that one. So, okay, so we've done the 4 contracts, 1.5 on the first 2, and 2.5 points on on one contract, and 1 contract remaining. So we do have a stop in here for at least to salvage a couple of ticks on this last 1/4 of our position should the market turn around and sell off. So I'll go ahead and stop the recording here and pick it up as the market dictates. Okay, just starting the video back up here again. You can see that it's come down to within a tick of the stop for the final contract on this 4 contract trade. So I just thought I'd start it up just in case it does come down and stop us out. So I mean, this trade, as I said a moment ago, or a moment when I should say when I started the video, was that I thought there was some good potential in this. It did have not a bad run up from 74 and a quarter where we got in up to 77.75, so it wasn't a bad run. And should have come down here and stop us out. We're still going to be 3, 4, 5, 5.5, 6 points. So we're still going to end up with 6 points total on the trade for the 4 contracts. So it's still going to be a successful trade, but who knows? Maybe it'll turn around here and still give us a rally. So, and I just thought I'd start it up, seeing as it's come down so close. But I'll go ahead and pause it recording right now. Okay, we just got stopped on our trade right down here at 1874.75, so obviously I need to cancel that trade. What I did in the meantime is I just went and did a little summary of the trade. We had the 4 contracts. We exited 2 at a 1.5 for a total of 3. One trade we had a 250 point gain. I'm sorry, a 2.5 point gain, and the final one just a 0.5 point for a total of 6 points. So those of you not familiar with the E-mini S&P, each point is worth $50, so $300 trade, obviously, on the 6 points total there, so on the 4 contracts. So anyway, there's our email. If you have any questions or comments, get a hold of us at info@daytradethemarkets.com. So this was a live trade Friday afternoon, May the 2nd, 2014. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.